Hello, baseball fans. Well, um, the postseason is drawing closer and closer, and even though we're 17 days away from the end of the regular season, things still aren't quite that clear. Only one new team has joined the postseason. The Houston Astros clinched a spot on Friday with their win against the A's, and next for them is the division. Speed of divisions. The Dodgers clinched the NL West earlier this week, and now their next objective is getting a bye. Though, wait a minute, hold it. Or do they have it yet? Let me see. The Dodgers, well, they would have to clinch a better record than the Cardinals, and no, they're not there yet. Um, yeah, they're not quite there yet. The season series between the Dodgers and Cards is not over, but the Dodgers do lead 2-1, which means they do have another series upcoming, and do have another series with the Cards upcoming. But if they win their next game, which is against the Diamondbacks tomorrow, if the Dodgers win their next game, then they will clinch one of the two byes in the National League. So the only thing left for them to lock up is really home field, and there's kind of an interesting race for that. Interestingly, Atlanta is actually alive um, for the home field in the National League because the NL West is NL East is still so close. One game separates the two. The Mets are up two in the win column, but they're even in the loss column with the Braves. Both teams have 55 losses. But the Mets lead the season series. They still have a series left. As far as those two teams are concerned, they have clinched the season series against the Atlanta Braves, but against the Mets, however, the Mets beat them 4 out of 7. So they're gonna need to stay ahead of the Mets, but which is no problem. They're still leagues ahead of them. I mentioned Houston. Houston did clinch a spot in the postseason, and while as far as the division, MLB's website says their magic number is 2. It's actually 1 because there's no game 163 anymore, and it goes so head to head is the first tiebreaker, and Houston won the season series over Seattle, so the magic number is actually 1. Their next win will get them the division, and they'll try to work on getting a bye in one of the byes in the American League. Of course, again, it's the Central Division. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm looking at the standings now. According to this, they haven't clinched the division yet, but they pretty much have a bye because Houston's 96 wins, Cleveland is 79 and 67. So the most they can win is 95 games. So yeah, Houston's got that sewn up. So if they win their next game, their next win will get them the division and one of the two byes in the American League. And it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Houston and the Yankees are gonna get the byes in the American League. Speaking of the Yankees, we're kind of getting back in that winning track, though it was pretty tough. We lost 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee, though we took the third game with Aaron Judge homering twice. He now has 59, which means he's 2 away from tying Maris, 3 away from passing him for that franchise and American League record. And he's got plenty of time to do that. Pujols also has plenty of time. He hit number 698 earlier this week, so he's got 17 days and 2 more home runs to become the 4th player to reach 700 home runs. But yeah, as for the Yankees, the lead the AL East is 5.5 over Toronto. Yes, Toronto's in second place in the AL East. Cleveland's ahead by 3.5 games over the White Sox. I think Cleveland's in good shape to win the division. Their magic number at the moment is 13 because I don't think their season series is over quite yet. It's not. Their season series isn't over yet. Cleveland is up 9-7. They still have a series left. As for Minnesota, they've clinched that. They've clinched the season series against Minnesota, and that's not done, but they still clinched it. As far as the National League, again, the Mets and Braves separate by one game. St. Louis leads their division by 8, and which is their magic number, also 8. And the season series in that regard, it's let me see, it's St. Louis. It's St. Louis up 9-8. They have 2 more games to go. Their next win will lock up the season series, and of course the NL West is over, and the Dodgers now. Their next win will get them to bye, and their next objective is to get home field sold up in the National League. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. These last 2.5 weeks of the season, it's gonna really tell the tale. The postseason picture should start to fill out because other teams are pretty much this close to making it. Let me see. I got the standings in front of me on my computer. Now the Yankees, our magic number should be either 5 or 6. The first team behind the playoff line is Baltimore, the Orioles. And yeah, the Yankees clinched that season series, so the Yankees are 5 wins away from locking up a postseason spot, which means we could clinch it sometime this week. The division's going to be another story, but we do have a series left against Toronto. We're ahead of that series 9-7. We've already clinched the series against Tampa. But if we win just one of those 3 games in Toronto, then the season series is ours and pretty much the division as well. So, so the Yankees have quite a bit of work to do to get those wins to get to the postseason and hopefully make a run of it. But at the moment, the wild card teams are pretty much the same in the American League: Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. Toronto has the top wild card position, which means they would host the series if the season ended right now. Cleveland would face Seattle. Interesting fun fact. Seattle's last postseason victory was against Cleveland back in 2001. The 2001 ALDS, which took 5 games. Seattle, who had that 116 win season, they went on to the ALCS where the Yankees just trounced them, and they haven't been in the postseason since. But they're getting there. They are getting close. As I said, Seattle is the team. Seattle has the last spot. Baltimore is that bubble team, not that first one. They clinched the season series against Baltimore, so Seattle's magic number is actually 13 to get in the postseason. So they're getting close to that skid ending. The National League, the wild card teams remain the same. It's Atlanta, San Diego, and Philly. Atlanta will face San Diego in the series, while Philadelphia will face St. Louis. And the teams, it's kind of dwindling. I think, let's see, are the Rockies eliminated? Let me see, Philadelphia. Yes. I think, the Rockies. Yeah, I think the Rockies are officially eliminated from postseason contention. The Rockies are officially eliminated from postseason contention. So, yeah, but it's still Milwaukee, San Francisco, and Arizona that are remained in the bubble, but on the bubble as far as making the postseason. There's no COVID bubbles anymore. But anyway, that's what we think of when we hear bubble the last 2 years, but there's none of that anymore. Though I like hockey's bubble, but baseball's just was kind of messy. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be it was really gonna be an interesting week because I think quite a few things could be settled in the next week. We could see some new teams join the postseason party. So with that, that's my recap of everything for the past week, and it's gonna be a hell of a sprint these last 17 days. So that's my recap. If you like this video, click the like button, click subscribe if you want more. My story recapping everything in the past week. When it's published, it will be in the description below. So check it out. Check it out when you can, and I'll be back in just a couple of days to recap week 2 of this NFL season, this crazy NFL season. So stay tuned.